Hi, my name is Chris Mamakos. I'm a manager with Verizon in the operations group. I've been with Verizon for 11 years, and over the past 11 years, I've had 8 different jobs, from being hired as a frontline employee in our customer service department to leading a large call center of over 100 employees. So let's get right into it. Most of the time, the way I would answer that is it's family, it's my wife, it's my kids. Oftentimes, though, if you ask me that question, it's the social impact that Verizon has. It's how we serve our customers, who our customers are, how our customers use those services. That motivates me when somebody calls and they something like even to call their mother on Mother's Day, to call their father on Father's Day. Those are the things that motivate me, the value of the communication services. But if you ask me that question this week, what motivates me? We're 3 weeks right now at the time of this recording into the coronavirus pandemic, and we have our frontline employees are bravely serving our customers by making sure that they are repairing our services out in the field, repairing services that are necessary for customers to have in their home, and making sure that our schools, hospitals, and police force and government institutions are all connected to the internet. So just to recap, what motivates me, it's a community of individuals. It's the social responsibility that Verizon has. So I graduated from Woodland Hills High School. I'm a proud graduate of Woodland Hills High School in the year 2000. In the year 2002, I finished my associate's degree. And while I was continuing my education to finish my bachelor's degree, I had some major life changes that I was going through for my family at the time, and I had to drop out before I could finish my bachelor's degree at the time. Years later, though, after I addressed those challenges that I had in my life, I ended up going back to school at Point Park University, and I finished with a bachelor's in business in the year 2009. So that's a lesson that if you have challenges in your life, that you don't necessarily have to abandon your dream. Sometimes you have to pause it, but you can resume it later on in life, and that's what I did. But in 2016, I decided that I wanted to go back to school to achieve my master's, and 2019, I'm proud to say that in April I finished my MBA from Point Park University, so I have my master's of business administration, and later on in the year, I re-enlisted to go back to school, this time at Cornell University, where I earned a executive leadership certificate in diversity and inclusion. And then this year, I'm finishing up a certification to get my black belt as a Lean Six Sigma black belt. So all these different certifications, degrees, and different things like that, I've been able to use in one way or another to apply to the different roles that I've been in to help me make better decisions as a leader, and it gave me a better understanding of how businesses operate. One mistake that I made in my career is something called stakeholdering, and I didn't do it. But for your benefit, I want to explain what stakeholdering is. Let's say that you're working with a team of people, big group of people, and you have a project that you know will benefit the business, and you want to implement this project, but it's something that everybody will have to do, everybody will have to use daily for it to be successful. Before you just simply bring it up out of the blue and share it with the team and try to roll this out, it's important that you stakeholder it with the people that are going to need to use it, the people that are going to need to work with you with that product. And so earlier in my career, there was a scheduling system that I wanted to roll out that would make scheduling so much easier for my peers and I. And I had experience in a previous job using the exact software. And I looked, when I came to the organization, I saw the inefficiencies that we had because we weren't using it. So to me, it was a no-brainer. So I thought, hey, let me just tell them about it. They're going to love it, and I'll roll it out, and things will be great. Well, it didn't work out that way because I came into a group of people that did the scheduling the old way for years, and they weren't ready to embrace change. And the biggest reason is because I didn't stakeholder with them. What I could have done, what I should have done, what you should do in the same situation is, first, before you recommend changing what they've done for years, first understand what they do. first meet with them, build a relationship with them, and explain to them, share with them the opportunity by demonstrating how the new system could work for them and how they play a big role in it. Understand what concerns that they have. Do this with every single stakeholder to get to the point where there's any objection that they have that you address, and then ask for a commitment that if it goes to a vote, that they would vote yes. And once you have enough votes, or at least majority, that's when you take it to a vote. You should never go into a vote for something without stakeholdering and knowing exactly what the outcome is going to be. So that's a recommendation that I have. Don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you stakeholders. A lot of organizations, a lot of people, if you ask them that question, they're going to tell you, well, if I meet my metrics, I'm successful. Metrics are something that companies use to measure, like key performance indicators to show. For a company like Amazon, it might be how many on-time deliveries do they have, how fast, or how many returns do they have, or how few returns do they have, things like that. So a lot of groups, a lot of people aim at meeting just those objectives at any cost, and they call that success. I don't look at success as meeting metrics. I look at success. The way I define it is whenever my team is working together effectively. And that means we're winning as a team or we're losing as a team. But to me, success is when you have a team that's all working cohesively as one unit together where they have each other's backs. I think success looks like when you are meeting the customer experience. And it's really easy to see that when you look at social media, when you look at surveys that customers do, when you look at the perception. I've worked for companies in the past where we were meeting our metrics, but we weren't delivering a great customer experience. And to me, that's not a successful company. That is not a successful organization. And then the last thing that I use to evaluate success is integrity. We need to operate with the highest standards of integrity because you have to operate truthfully and honestly as an organization. I believe that when you have the following three things, when you're working together as a team, when you're delivering an outstanding customer experience, and when you're working with the highest sense of integrity, that looks to me like success. And in my experience, when you operate meeting all three of those objectives, I've always met my metrics by doing those three things. Okay, I'm going to share with you some great career advice that was given to me, and it took me maybe 12 or 13 years to get this advice, but you don't have to wait 12 or 13 years into your career to get this advice. And this is advice that I share with my kids. This is advice that I share with any young professional that just graduated college or just finished high school. If you want to move up in a company and be an effective leader, the best thing you can do, and I'm talking to people who are working at PNC, that are working at Bank of New York Mellon, that work at Verizon, that work at Comcast. This is transferable to all the big players, all the big companies, UPMC, Highmark. The best thing that you can do is when you get a job, when you get your foot in the door in an entry-level job with those companies, change jobs every 18 months within that employer to a different job. By doing that, if you change jobs every year and a half, over the first 6 years of your employment, over the first 6 to 10 years of your employment, you'll have various jobs throughout, and you will learn the business better than anybody. And by doing that, when you move up, it will enable you to make better decisions. Because when you move up in a company, it's harder to learn the higher you go. So the best thing you can do when you start at a company is work as many different jobs as you can. If it's a major company, learn the business, because when you advance in that company, you're going to make better decisions and you're going to be a well-rounded leader, because when you make those decisions, you're going to know the exact impact that it will have to all organizations. So that's it. That's the secret sauce, as they say. But thank you very much for this opportunity, and I wish you all the best of luck.